Right, how is everybody? How's everyone feeling? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing good. Bit of a, I guess you could call it like a regular day. Let's get some music in there. Just regular day of work. Nothing huge happened. But it also wasn't like incredibly entertaining, you know? So yeah, plan today, we're going to try out 20 Minutes Till Dawn. I'll be honest, the reason I chose to buy it, it was 40% off. So it was only like £3, maybe £4. I was like, I remember that there was a person that was in my chat who was talking to me when I was playing the Disfigure game, I think 2 weeks ago. And they were like, the only games I really like are, and they said Disfigure and 20 Minutes Till Dawn. In terms of like these kinds of games, the Bullet Heaven games. And so I was just like, well, perfect. I know what I'm going to play then. I'm going to play the Bullet Heaven game that's on offer that I can get, you know, give a try. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Obviously, we'll talk about what we did last week, but I don't think there's too much to talk about, honestly, because I did a lot of, I feel like, talking in the like Monday, Wednesday, Friday actual streams. Like, you expect Monday to be a lot of talking, but I just feel like I talked generally in all of them about kind of what I was going through on it, like last week. And going through makes it sound really bad because, you know, when people are actually going through something bad, they say going through and don't just say like what I did last week. And so I want to preface it by saying nothing's bad's happened to me. I'm doing okay at the moment. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. I'm looking at the screen. The screen looks pretty freaking good, honestly. I've also, for the first time, tried posting this on Blue Sky as well. That's why you would have heard double of me humming, is because I was also checking to see if the link that I sent on Blue Sky is going to here. I don't know how, if Blue Sky is going to be the next big thing, but it seemed like a lot of people I knew were making Blue Sky accounts, and I thought it takes like an extra 30 seconds to copy what I put in my tweet and then put it into Blue Sky, and so I thought, why not, you know? Alright, let's move it on to this. Right, so let's just get into the game and then we'll start talking about what happened. Probably starting last Monday. Alright, can reroll upgrades once per level, okay. Pistol? Sure, sounds good. Standard mode. And endless. I'll go with standard. Yeah, sure. Three levels. That's pretty cool. Okay. Hold to shoot. Space to toggle auto aim. I'm not quick enough with the shooting it. Oh, I can hold it. Never mind. That's so much faster. So we're a bit slower when we're actually shooting. Am I not focusing the right people? Like, am I not focusing the right one? Okay, let's have a look at this. Quick hands. Reload speed. Reload speed seems decent. Summons an egg that will hatch in 3 minutes. That feels like a good thing to get early. Does the egg do anything until it hatches? Okay. I mean, unintentionally, maybe because we actually you know, it gains damage every 60 seconds. Do I just? I mean, I'm not dying anymore, so do I just take everything related to this dragon? It feels like this dragon is exactly what I always like to take, which is the growing threats that just sort of sit there. I'm not killing anything though. Ooh, okay, so they're explosives. Okay, I'm taking a bit of damage here. And also I stopped shooting for a second there. Fire rate? Bullet damage? Bullet damage seems good. Oh, this is auto aim. So I just have to hold down the button. Okay, this is much better. I'm going to keep it on this. Unless I actively need to kill something. Also, this has notably made my kill speed higher. More health. Lightning. Fire rate. I like lightning. Let's go lightning. So yeah, what we did on Monday last time was we did I might actually have to turn down this a bit. It might be a bit too loud. Summon 2 magic spheres that deal 20 damage. Enemies explode. Ooh, I love exploding enemies. They're not exploding. Oh, they are. It's tiny bullets. But yeah, last week we... You know, actually, I'll have a look in the options to see. Because it's going to keep messing with my train of thought. Dodge? Summon damage? We have a summon. Okay, options. Hang on a second, let me go into like my actual options. I'm going to move this to half, and then we're going to have this on like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, last week we did that's better. Last week we did some sort of planning for effectively looking through Pathfinder and also doing some planning of my character for it in a game, an offline game. And it may have seemed a bit out of place or a bit weird, but I just wanted to like dedicate some time to it, and I thought this would be the perfect time to dedicate some time. What's this? Everything that heals 1 HP. Ooh, more damage. So I thought I'd use that time to plan my character. And I did to a certain extent. I'm pretty happy with all I've got ready there. I think to a certain extent, some of the later class levels might be more related to... Okay, right, and most... I like that. I think the rest of the class leveling up thing, because I considered doing it for this stream. I think I'll wait. Oh, my dragon boy's up. I think I'm going to take some damage for doing this. 3 Halo pieces can now appear as upgrade choices. Collect all of them to recover Shana's... Sure. Piercing? Damage? Yeah. Pick that up. So yeah, like I just wanted... I think the rest of the class leveling stuff, I will build it around what my group sort of need, right? Like I don't think I really need to do much in terms of like actively doing any more like checking of like what skills I want to go for my character. I might have a look at them just to see if any of them like speak out to me as being interesting. I just want to make sure that my shield boy isn't like too shield heavy. I know that's weird to say, but I'm very much one of those people that... When did I lose my last life? My second to last life, I mean. I'm one of those kinds of people who's very much if I see a way I can play, I'm like, cool, I'm gonna play all of it like this, right? Every 15 kills, up it by 1%. Okay, let's take that. I'm the kind of person that's like, I see like an idea and I'm like, I'm fully into this. 100%. Okay, I died. Damn, I thought I could win that. I think we did pretty good though. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, so runes. I mean, they cost money, sure. But I could also unlock people. Like, she re-rolls, but I never use the re-roll. She has a load of health. I choose you. Oh, I actually think I would have preferred her. But yeah, I just think like I'm very much, I focus on one build and that's all I do. And so I'm kind of in the situation where I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this time around I'll realize that I don't need to go and take the obvious like shield one every time, and instead just pick one that I feel like will give me a lot of cool options to do. Also, maybe what the group needs. Nah, I'm not going to take that. Every 2 seconds, shoot out a rail that does... Yeah, sure, why not? I'm not going to, like, just focus on shield. I'm going to focus on whatever I feel like I need in that moment. Or, like, what I feel like's missing from the group. Because I was looking at some of the shield abilities, and it was like... Damage? What's a soul heart? either way, I've got loads of hearts already. But I remember there being something here where it's like you get damage equal to how many hearts you have. That feels like it'd be useful for me. So yeah, I think I was looking at one of the later, well, not later, I think it's like the next shield ability, like the level 4 ability. And it was like, you can, if you put your shield up, you can knock them like flat-footed. And I looked at that and I went, look, this is interesting, sure. But it's like, it's not that interesting. Like, I don't, if that's what all I'm getting. Bearing in mind that, like, I need to go into this with the mindset of this is what will make my character. It's not like a subclass that will make my character. It'll be these feats that make my character. All in my vision take damage every second. Oh, I like that. I'm an air mage. But yeah, like I just, if I'm sitting there and I'm going like, I'm level 4 and all I'm doing is doing basic attack and then I put my shield up and occasionally I knock them back with my shield. Like that to me doesn't spark joy. That's not interesting to me. More gale damage. But if I'm like, I have other attacks I can do if maybe the shield thing isn't 100% needed, then I think I'm in a situation where I'm like a bit more happy with what's going on. And so I'm gonna have a look at them and see if like taking like a power attack so that if I need be, I can go in, I can do all the damage that needs to be done. Sure, more heart related things. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at that, but I think the racial stuff, I kind of like the racial stuff as being a lot more, I guess a lot more like personality based. Like the idea that like seeing like the racial feats or the ancestry feats is more like what I've gained from my background or like my upbringing. I feel like is a kind of cool way of seeing it, and so that's sort of what I've focused on with that, and so I don't think that'll change. Also, when I looked at them, they were the kind of ones that were the most interesting to me. Increase bullet damage and bullet size by 15% permanently every time you heal. I mean, there's no reason to not take this. It depends on if gaining a soul heart is healing. I mean, that's generally good. That's healing. That's literally what they talked about, healing. I wonder if it counts if I'm already full health, but I technically heal, you know? But yeah, like, and that's why I sort of went out of my way to already sort of map out what those are going to be. Also, I just kind of like the idea of, I don't know if it'll actually be a build or if it'll ever work. But for example, I noticed that one of my other friends has taken, he's gone sorcerer, and he's taken a lot of stuff in charisma based things. And normally, if I was playing like D&D or something, that would effectively mean that like, if I have, for example, diplomacy, and my diplomacy is only a +4 because I don't focus heavy in diplomacy, right? Whereas he has like a +9. Normally that would mean my diplomacy is completely useless. But actually, because of the fact that I've gone heavy into aid and well, I'm planning to, also the fact that aid is just a thing and it only works for train skills, I can actually just help him with his stuff. Like, I can help him with checks, giving him like tiny bits of bonuses to it. That actually means that that ability isn't completely useless now. Like, it's, I wouldn't change it even if I could. Well, I wouldn't change it because it makes sense for my character to have it, right? But even now that there's overlap, it doesn't really matter because of the build that I decided to go with. And also just, I think, generally the rule of the aid rule. One of those ones that I appreciate, but also I don't. Because, like, on one hand, I do like the fact that now there is a use to... There's now a use to having a trained skill that's weaker than the other person's. But on the other hand, I'm like... Okay, does this mean that, like, if my boy who's not particularly trained in diplomacy wants to have an in-game reason why he does help you in some way, can that just not happen? Let's have a look at this. More HP, lowers dodge. I don't really know what dodge is, but I like that one because that bumps my damage up. Bullet damage lowered, fire speed up, spread up, knockback down, bullet damage down. No, I'll take this. Because I think both my smite and my both my smite and my holy spears get upped by that. Fire rate? Maybe. Every time you gain a soul heart, that's pretty decent. I just gained one. And also every time I heal, which should be a lot, I also gain a boost of my bullet damage, which is, I think, is pretty good. Anyway, yeah, I'm generally looking forward to like actually trying out Pathfinder. Whether it happens now or later is, I don't know. I don't think about this stuff. I actually just like making characters in general. That's the bonus I need. If it's a setting I like, which is normally like, I don't know if you call it like high fantasy, but like I want to be playing somebody that has access to magical skills. But if I'm playing a game that has like sort of the D&D level of magic, no matter the setting, I'm probably just going to find something I'm interested in, and I'm going to be making characters for it. And that'll be like a solid day of having fun doing that. Do I care about spread? They're doing it. They're saying minusing spread is a bad thing. But I feel like minusing spread is good. Upping spread feels like only good if you were using a shotgun, maybe? But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out. I just absolutely adore role-playing in any form. Just in general. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some settings that I just don't find myself particularly interested in it. Like I force myself sounds too cocky. Gain a soul heart, increase the max limit of soul hearts by 2. But like, what does this go into? That's pretty good, right? Whereas this one's also pretty good. And this one just gives me damage. But yeah, like I just there's a couple settings where I just don't find myself getting like inspired to make characters for it. I think the one that I can think of off the top of my head is I made a character for a Cyberpunk game, and I remember finding myself really liking the idea of the character I was playing in terms of like what its like relation to somebody else was, because it was one of the few times that I've made a character where one of the other characters effectively went like and did a sort of like a linked sort of backstory, and so I was really looking forward to that. But when it came to the actual the game itself, I had very little, if any, interest in it. Reload. I kind of like the lightning, just because like it's this extra bit of damage coming in. 22 damage every 2 shots, effectively like 11 every shot. Then do I know if that's a good enough amount? I'm not a clue. Bullet damage lowered. I don't think I want it lowered anymore. Let's just up the damage. I'm not sure if I'm getting my actual full damage from... I don't think I'm getting most of my damage from my bullets. But still. But yeah, like stuff like that, I wasn't particularly finding my interest in the Cyberpunk one. And I've had a look at stuff like Call of Cthulhu before, and I found it vaguely interesting, but not hugely. Evolution. Your first and last shot shoots 3 additional projectiles. Your bullets have a 50% chance to deal 3 times damage. Bullet bounce 1. Your bullets deal more damage every bounce. I'm not sure. It's either this one or this one, right? I'm gonna go bounce because it's funny. But yeah, like, I've never been really much interested in Call of Cthulhu. Like, don't get me wrong, even though I'm saying I'm not interested, I will gladly play a game if what somebody's running it, just because I love playing games, you know. But it's one of those ones that I don't think I've been the most interested in playing. In some contexts. And what's weird is it kind of sounds like when you're listening to what I'm saying that like maybe I'm just not into like ones that don't have an interesting combat system. And to a certain extent there is a logic to that, right? I love playing games that that have a good combat system, because if worse comes to worse, I can always just go like, oh, I'm not really feeling up for role-playing today, and you know, maybe I'm just not feeling 100% or something, or maybe I'm just like, I just something has put me in a bad mood, and I can just fall back on the fact that, oh well, at the very least I can be helpful to the group by helping in the combat situation, right? I'll take the fire. Goddamn lampreys. But yeah, like I'm always like, oh, at least I'm helping the group in some aspect, right? But I think that it's not that I'm not interested in the settings that aren't necessarily combat heavy. For example, I've had a look at Vampire the Masquerade before, because there's a real like interesting thing of going like, oh, how would like a regular person thrust into this unfamiliar situation, how would they like react, and how would they deal with this new surroundings that were like the whole world is being, the established order that you thought was the thing is no longer the thing, you know? It's kind of what I imagine if you were like, if you knew nothing about politics and how it works, and you were like, fire rate, max ammo, bullet spread. Oh, sorry, did that say speed? It said bullet speed. Projectiles, no. Your bullets deal damage will free. Ooh. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of conditional damage, but in this situation, it feels weird to not take them. You know? I think there's a creature up there, but I'm too scared to look up because I'm so concentrating on dodging every projectile that comes my way. You know? I think I lost a life there. I did. I lost a soul heart. I don't think the soul heart build and the health build works. I don't think I'm damaging the big bad at all, because there's a horde of lampreys that guard him. I feel like I need a severe damage like boost to actually be able to cut through the horde. Explode? Rubber bullets? More rubber bullets? But yeah, as I was saying, Vampire the Masquerade was really interesting, and I could sort of like, I think to a certain extent, maybe it's the fact that like, more so than any sort of other setting, you can understand what they're going through. Did I lose another HP? Oh god damn it. I'm gonna die. Every time I lose a heart, I'm losing a health. Yep, I know what I said. Every time I lose a soul heart, I'm losing 10 damage. I don't know if that's significant enough. No, it must be significant. They expect you to only have 30. Oh no. Oh no. I'm getting to my health now. I'm in my health. How do I beat these guys? Okay, okay. Damage? Damage? That's damage. 15% damage. Is that good? By a summon? Useless. There, damage. Oh god, what am I supposed to do? There's so many of these lampreys and they do so much damage. I think I shouldn't have taken the XP thing that puts bullets in my gun. Because I've got a feeling that actually me not having to when occasionally it just puts one bullet in my gun, it just slows down my DPS by a significant amount. Oh no, now there's a red thing around me. Oh, and a laser boy. How do I beat Laser Boy? So why did Laser Boy do 2 in rapid succession? That's not what was implied, Laser Boy. Reload speed, that's pretty decent. Every 5th shot launches a fireball. Sure. Fireball. Why is this actually easier? I'm not saying I'm winning, I'm saying it's easier. Stop with the lasers! I'm sorry I called you easy! And please! But now there's another bread dude! There's too many of them! There's too many of them! Please! Do I need AoE? No, I've got plenty of AoE! Do I need damage? Probably! That's damage. That's fire rate. That's an egg that would hatch with literally 30 seconds left. I need reload speed realistically. No, stop choosing exactly where it's gonna hit me. Where's my heals? Smite, please heal me. Or kill the laser guy. Or something. Or this dude that keeps following me. Any of these people. There's a 0.005% chance. Sure. Oh, I predicted it, mate. When I'm on my last life, I get increased power. Not actually true. Wait, why am I still alive? I definitely got hit. I definitely got hit. Shooting while standing still, never happening. Fire rate increased, sure. Automatically kill enemies below 20% health. This might be useful. Is it helping? That boss is probably below 20% health, I'd surely hope. Piercing. Seems decent. Feels like the exact thing I need. Or that thing. Oh, it was my own fault. Okay, well, I mean, that went a lot better. Does this try again allow me to go back to the character? Nope. Cool. Give up. Yeah, I died. Yeah, I earned 1. Sure. Quit to main menu. I want to unlock stuff. Fire Lady. Shadow Clone Lady. Lightning Lady. I'll start with Fire Lady, but I'm going to give her a new gun. She can have... What's her specifics? Every 3rd shot. So she wants a gun that shoots a lot, right? So I want something with a decent ammo and fire rate. I mean, this just feels like it's made for her. Yeah, let's get that. So yeah, that's what we did Monday. Monday was really fun though. I loved going through that stuff and just having... There was somebody in the chat who was one of my friends who was being really nice and helpful, occasionally coming in the chat and just sort of showing me what's what and stopping me from choosing stupid stuff, really. And I've got an idea for a character. You know, the most annoying part actually is... Oh, that's a long reload. Oh no. This is going to be an interesting fight. Dodge, health. Let's take curse. But yeah, it was really, really fun. And then on Wednesday, we did some sort of... I thought it was just going through and finishing some little side quests. And then I found out that there was a whole area we just hadn't done anything with. And I should have figured it out because it was on the map as like the Last Light Tavern. And so realistically, it was obvious that that was the place that I could go to. But in my head, I was like, oh, that must be an area that they're showing me exists, but like maybe is just in the next act that you can still just technically see on the map, you know? I don't know why I thought this, but this is what I thought. Okay, I'm not doing great with this flame cannon, but I'm also just not great at dodging stuff. I feel like if I didn't take that, it would be weird, but I feel like reload rate and ammo is just the thing I need at the moment. No, okay, right, okay, let's try something else. I think this person's still good. We're gonna try it again, but just with the basic pistol. I'm not gonna unlock anything until I have a decent run with her. But yeah, like I went to the Last Light. I did some, I don't know if people would call it save scumming. I don't think it's save scumming, but I'm sure there's people that would be getting annoyed at me doing it. But like effectively, and I was talking about with this friend later who's played through the game, and they were like, yeah, you definitely should have loaded your save up, because I lost like a bunch of named NPCs because of something that I didn't even realize was a thing until it happened. And so we redid it, and it went a hell of a lot better, and we didn't lose all of those NPCs, and I'm really happy we did it. But yeah, I'm having so much fun with that game. Like, after reloading, okay. I think I just won. Yeah, let's take that. Sorry. But yeah, I think just generally, I'm having so much fun with that game. I mean, it's obvious why it became Game of the Year, honestly. Because who could look at that game and not go, it's absolutely stunning, and we're not going to get a game like that in another 10 years. Which is, it's both, it's incredible that it is a thing, but it's a shame that it's probably true, and part of the reason why we're not even going to get any form of DLC for that is because Wizards of the Coast are horrendous at, like, using this IP that they have got that is like such a good IP that they could be making so much out of if they were just generally nice and weren't incredibly stupid in some of the decisions they make. I don't know. It pisses me off because I love D&D and I love Magic the Gathering, but goddamn do they destroy like everybody's opinions of these properties. I thought I was gonna get 2 phoenixes every time this happened now, which is just a shame for the people who love it like me. But yeah, I've been having so much fun in that game. I think it's like such a vastly interesting game. And it's one of those games where I talked about this a bit when we were playing the Rogue Trader game, and I was like talking about how there are certain kinds of games where even when you're halfway through the game, you're like, ooh, I can't wait to do the second playthrough where I do X or I do Y. And I mentioned that with the Rogue Trader one, and I completely agree with it. And I'm the same in the Baldur's Gate one, honestly, in the Baldur's Gate 3 game, where I'm just like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I had these companions in my group instead of the ones I had before. Like, I'm really interested to see all the different decision making that we would have had if Lae'zel was in the group instead of like Shadowheart or Karlash or something. Or even somebody like Halsin, who I think I might have... So I'm just having a look at these. I like the Magic Scythe. Who I think I might have lost the ability to have. But having him in the group instead, it'd be really interesting to see. Or playing a completely evil group. Apparently there's like at least 2 companions you could have that I don't have. I think it's actually 3 that you can just get from being an evil boy instead of good. And it's just like, this is stuff that is like something I'd be like, okay, I actually want to play this again to do that. Not just like an ending at the end that like some games have. Scarlet gains plus 10 fire rate every time she inflicts birth. Okay, sure. But yeah, it's such an interesting thing to see, and I'm so interested to play it again. And realistically, it's a good chance that I don't play it again until like a year or 2 into the future, right? But even if that is true, that time when it happens, I know I'll have a great experience with it again. And it's the same with Rogue Trader. Like, I was talking to one of my friends who's playing through Rogue Trader at the moment, and they're playing it with the new DLC. And apparently, DLC is really, really good and expands the story like a decent amount. And I'm like, cool, this is really interesting. But all of the bits of Rogue Trader are still lodged in my mind. All of the like... doubles base projectiles plus it. I lower my... I'm doing it. If I can get that bounce one again, this would be insane. It's a shame it doesn't double my back shooting though. But yeah, and because all of this like Rogue Trader stuff is still lodged in my brain, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I don't want to, until I've kind of forgotten most of it, I don't want to go back and play it. It also doesn't help that I kind of just don't like every decision I made in that game. I made and felt like was the right decision. I don't think I would change anything other than things specifically to get characters to get their story. Because I'm as I've said before, I'm really bad at actually choosing bad decisions, making like decisions that would actively hurt somebody. You know, it's just not really my kind of thing. What? No, don't get me wrong. I like it as a character thing, and I just don't. I don't know. I just. Dodge cap lowered. All damage you do is doubled. You instantly die from taking any damage. Nah, I'm good. I'll take elasticity. But yeah, I love that game, and I think I'm in a similar boat, if not more, frankly, with Baldur's Gate, and I've not even finished it. I'm really interested though, because although I'm technically past Act 1, it doesn't feel like I'm past Act 1, right? And my thinking is, I wonder how it's going to be once we start getting to the point where we actually make it to the place that I'm assuming we go to the namesake of the game. And I wonder if that maybe then some of the problems that Larian's had before will like lend its head again. Because one of the in their other games, such as like Divinity Original Sin and that sort of franchise, which is kind of the only games I've played of theirs, but it's where the problem is, I guess, the most notable. In those games, they have a really good first act, really good first act, and then a very lackluster like second, third, fourth, with it getting progressively worse, in my opinion, the longer the acts go on. And I remember feeling incredibly underwhelmed by effectively the city arc. And if they make the city arc not interesting to me, then like that's the point of this one or this one. I kind of like this one more. That one's also pretty good. That's the whole point of the game, and so I'd be annoyed if that one wasn't as good, but we'll see. I'm sure based on the fact it won like literally the Game of the Year and every award like imaginable, it's gonna be fine, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I hope this isn't too loud, by the way. What's this? Mini clip. Reload rate up, max ammo down. This seems fun. Is this better? Have I made myself better here? I don't know, but stuff is dying. But yeah, I had a load of fun on Wednesday, and then on Friday we did some more Final Fantasy, and we've finally gotten to the point where we've beaten all the Archdevils. And I think what's interesting about that is I'm not really sure what's next. Is the biggest thing. Like, obviously we got Golbaz and he's going to be the big bad. I'm not really sure where they're going to take the story is more where I'm getting at. Like, do they take it to the point where it's like they go the whole route of him like trying to, he's like a good guy but he's going about it the wrong way kind of idea, like misunderstood, but like he's trying to do a good thing. I forget what it's called. It's not anti-hero, but it's like They're trying to do the right thing, but they're going about it the completely wrong way. Sure. Your attack speed's the equivalent to mine. Mine's pretty freaking big at the moment, Ghost. But yeah, like, I don't know if they'll go that way. They seem to be hinting that that might be a possibility. And I still don't understand, and I'm sure it's something I've missed, but why don't they go to the place we went in Shadowbringers? The ghost place. Because I just feel like every time I look at it, I'm just like, okay, but like there's this place that's completely covered in light. There's effectively the opposite of you. And they even bring it up, which is the reason why I'm convinced I've missed something, is because they bring up the fact that this place is completely covered in light, like the 13th is covered in darkness. But they don't bring up like the idea of connecting these realms and helping both of them gain balance, which makes me wonder if like either they can't do it or that I missed something, right? You know how this one would just mean I shoot. I feel like trick shot is the one you should go realistically, because I have the bounce on them, and then increasing the damage on the bounces plus adding another bounce seems like the right way to go, right? Can I check? No, I can't. Okay. But this one seems funny. Like 3 extra projectiles or 1 extra bounce on all my projectiles. This one's technically right. This one's technically right. We'll go with this one. But yeah, like I don't know if they're gonna go that route. I don't know if they'll ever talk. I'm very interested in what the conclusion of this is. Because the whole point of this whole thing is we're trying to go and meet the friends that we know are a thing. That we know exist in the first. And we were trying to do that via coming to the 13th and seeing how they did it, right? So I'm wondering, like, how does this end? Because we're on the expansion has nothing related to other realms, or at least it has. I haven't seen anything that's at face value related to the realms, which makes me worried that it doesn't work out, because I really want to do. I do want to go to the other realms, and I want to meet the people we met in the first. Not just the Crystal Exarch, I want all of them. You know what? Just because it's a bit loud, I'm going to turn this down a bit to about here. We'll put it on 90. Okay, let's have a look. While I'm here, so I've got 2 bounces plus the 1 bounce from the Trickster, but I reload super fast. Okay. I'm sure there's a build where it's all about just reloading as like part of like the character's abilities based on what we've seen. But I'm loving what I'm doing right now. And I have a 0.004% chance that I heal something in some capacity. Now, I don't remember if this was the point where I was dominating everything against the Lampreys before, or whether this is just me dominating a bit where I was dying before. Either way, realistically, because of the damage that I'm doing and that I seem to be doing okay, I probably should take a heal the next time I can. Your damage is increased curse. Yeah. All lightning damage increased by 12. Increased lightning area of effect. That's cool. But yeah, I'm interested in the way it goes. I'm worried that I'm not going to be nearly as interested in the actual expansion as I am the patch quests, frankly, because I'm interested in the 13th a lot. And this has got nothing related to the 13th. Like, the expansion isn't related to the 13th. And so they've got to do something to make it interesting enough to me that I consider equivalent to what the patch quests were doing. Is it definitely bouncing, by the way? It must be, right? Burns last twice as long, sure. I don't know how useful that is. Oh, I've healed. Why have I healed? I've healed 2 as well. I guess I must have got 2 instances of the 0.4% chance of healing. I am shooting a hell of a lot of shots. Like, if it was a 10% chance, I would be getting it constantly. When lightning strikes an enemy that is burning, create an explosion. That's cool. I wonder how often that's going to come up. But yeah, that's great, and I'm having a load of fun with Final Fantasy. Another notable thing I did on Saturday, I watched the MCC, which is the Minecraft Championship. I watched that live, which is one of the, I think it's the second time I've ever done that. I watched, I'm not going to say who I watched because I don't want to be mean. I don't want people to like take this as like me trying to send a hit piece on anyone. But I will say I had less fun watching this one as I had other ones, and I do think it's partly because of members of the team. There were some people in it who were generally nice, mainly the person I was watching, and there was one person in it who was very new to it, or like seemed very new to it, or at least hadn't done it for a long time, and it very much felt like, I don't want to say they were being mean, because they don't seem like they were actually being mean. I think it was more that there was assumed knowledge that this person obviously didn't have. And because they didn't have that, it came across as them being really frustrated, and I worried that the new person was not having a lot of fun, and it might have put them off it. And I'm a bit sad about that, frankly. But what can you do? Like, overall it was still fun, but you know that when there's always that sour taste in your mouth. Like, it's like when I watch wrestling, right? The wrestling events, there's always going to be these WrestleManias that are incredible and like every part of it's great, and then there's going to be like your sort of like another pay-per-view where it's like there's going to be really, really good matches in there, but at the end of the day, like it's going to be less fun than when you were watching WrestleMania, because WrestleMania was like 10 out of 10 and this was an 8 out of 10, right? They're still incredible, it's just one of them's better than the other. That's sort of how I see it. You reckon I can kill this one before the flying boy appears? Did I ever kill this boy? I killed the flying one. No, because I got shot with the laser when I went to get the flying boy's like treasure chest, or I think it might have been like a pentagram. Why didn't I choose the one that was bigger? Dead. Okay, what's this? Tome of Stillness, no. Tome of Glass, no. Tome of Power? Lower health, lower fire rate. I like my fire rate, but damage and piercing? Piercing and bounce don't feel like they work together. But all of these are bad. I'm leaving it. I'm sorry. I'm not picking one. Is that thing walking away from me? They do that? I thought they were just there to like block hit for some reason. But yeah, like I had a lot of fun watching MCC, but you know, it's a bit like it wasn't incredible. It was just great, you know? But hey, I had a load of fun still having some cider and watching that. Fire rate, max ammo, fire rate, bounce. I want bounce. More bounce. Come on, die already. I've shot you so many times. What do I get? Bullet damage lowered, burn damage up. I think I'm fine, thanks. I don't think I want... My bullet damage is already pretty heavily lowered. Lowering it anymore feels like a bad thing to do. And my burn damage, I don't think is the main way I do damage. I'd love to see like a little thing that shows how much damage, like everything, like is what's been done. But I want to take this. I'm going to take this. It's a damage buff, but also buffs my scythe. I don't know how often my scythe is going to be useful. I think I take I'd take that Tome of Stillness if it wasn't for the fact that I don't know how I dodge projectiles. I feel like projectiles would just kill me. If I had something that said like my projectiles destroy their projectiles, it'd be completely different. Ooh, last ammo. I shoot my last ammo a lot. I don't have a summon that I think I want to focus heavily into. That feels like it's doing something. Not a lot of damage because it's not the thing I'm focusing on, but not an insignificant amount, it feels. I wonder if I get a second buff to my weapon at any point. Magic lens that buffs damage that passes through it. Chance to freeze. Chance to freeze on a load of bullets feels decent. Look how many people that's actually freezing. That's pretty decent. I mean, freeze and fire feels like it's a bit of a weird combo, but I imagine there's something there for that. Oh, the lampreys are back. You know it's time for you to see if you can deal with single target damage when the lampreys come back. You know what I mean? I've only played this game for a bit now, but it feels like they're like the, hey, can you deal with single target damage? No, no. Holy shield that protects you from damage? No, let's just take damage. But yeah, it's been an interesting, pretty decently packed week, honestly, in terms of like stuff. Like a decently packed for me is if I do one thing, and that one thing was to watching the MCC live. You know what's really funny though? Obviously I'm not going to talk about any specifics when I talk about this, because these are people that obviously haven't given their consent to be talked about on here. But I did find it quite funny that the boss at my work, their wife has decided to start doing some work as like a side project. At our work, and she just had the first time in which she's been doing it for a bit, but we got a call from one of the people we work with effectively complaining about them, about what they were doing. I thought it was really interesting, and it did work to sort of like as like evidence to the boss of like, this is arguably not just hindering our work by us having to do all these things for her, but also potentially harming our relationship with these people to whom we work with in close relation, you know? Oh no, I have 4 bullets now. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see, and it was kind of... I mean, I don't know whether one of the people who work here, who works quite closely with these people, is going to be happy, or is going to be incredibly angry about them potentially souring our relationship with these people. But it was very interesting to see. It's that kind of like drama where I'm like, to a certain extent, it's really interesting, and I wanna watch it. But also, it's 5 o'clock and I'm going home. You know, I'm not staying for that. Did they seriously not summon anyone else? It's just me versus him. When's he gonna die? He must have a decent amount of health. More damage feels like the right thing to pick at the moment. Just so that potentially we can finish off this guy. If we finish him off 40% faster thanks to taking that, then I'm 100% up for taking that, you know? If we could take something where like we do extra damage when we freeze him, I feel like we'd be perfect at the moment. Blimmin' Pot of Greed just doesn't stop. Oh, damn it, Pot of Greed, just die. Come on, Pot of Greed. Do you have like infinite health or something? Am I supposed to die to you? I'm assuming not. Do I just not have a very high DPS? And when there's not other people that they can bounce off of? I unlocked an alien? Boom, achievement unlocked. I mean, I said I wouldn't play anyone else until I beat with that one. What's your ability? Do I find that interesting? 50% cooldown lightning? I like that. So what's this gun? Watering gun. Summon a spore flower that deals 40 damage. After shooting spore flower 5 times, it launches 7 spores towards nearby enemies. That's interesting. I kind of want to take this though. Trick-on shooter and shoot effects twice. Upgrades apply separately to each gun. Wait, do I have to choose which gun has which? Sure, sounds good. Let's stick to the forest for now. Yeah, let's stick to the forest for now. Oh god, these guns take so long to reload. Oh no. Reload faster. Oh, none of this is damage. Fire rate's pretty decent though. Why am I finding myself just really liking the pistols the most? It's just pistols, but I find myself more and more interested in using the pistols than anything else. Do I take Curse? Curse is okay. So if I put the double thing on them, does do I get 4-shot? I feel like I want to be focusing heavy reload, but I don't know if like that's gonna come up. Doesn't seem like it's gonna come up. Damage is coming up though, which is something. Wait, can I just stand near those bombs and set them off like by being in close proximity to them? Okay, so I have 24 ammo, but I shoot 2 every time. So I effectively have 12 ammo. For all intents and purposes. Bullet, I don't think that's good. Fire rate seems decent. Fire rate and bounce feels cool. I really like bounce, if you haven't already guessed. Which just makes sense, because I really like that in Disfigure as well. Yeah, I couldn't call how good this build is yet. The Scythe was good last time. So was like the 50% chance to burn. I think we'll take the Scythe. Because at worst, the enemies are getting pretty close at the moment, and so they can just get killed by the Scythe. In fact, the Scythe feels like it kills everything at this moment. The 40 damage it does seems like it just decimates anything it runs over. Curse damage is increased by an additional 100% of your bullet damage. 50% chance. Let's take some burn. Let's take some burn. Lightning and fire are very closely related. Everyone knows that. I mean, how do you even really make fire? One of the earliest versions of it is like lightning striking the ground. Bullet shoot better? Gun? Yes. I'm a bit worried about the fact that my reload's this bad. And when I don't have reload, like when I'm reloading, all I have to work on is my Scythe. Don't get me wrong, it's good. I mean, look at this thing. It's... Hit him again. Hit him with the scythe again. Yes. Lightning strikes also inflict burn. Very good. Electro Mage. Very good. We have a fire lightning build again. Except with a different gun and a different character. Do I think that that's going to work this time? Who knows? Is that considered a summon? Probably, but we're going to pick it anyway. Just because I need DPS and none of those abilities were DPS. If I'm in a situation where I feel like I'm getting out of fights pretty easily, maybe I start taking those kinds of upgrades for my guns. Enemies explode? Enemies inflicted with it take more damage? Sure. Because I can get a thing for my scythe where it also puts curse. Which would be kind of fun. You reckon you can kill these trees? Because like they just got up and ran away, and I wondered if maybe they did that because I hit a point where I'd done enough damage to them that I pissed them off. Reaper rounds. Bullet damage up. Piercing. Piercing additional enemies. Bullets. Oh, this one also seems pretty decent. And that seems really decent as well. I'm taking this though. I wonder if I can lock down something. I'll have to look into that next time. Because if I can lock stuff down, then it becomes a whole different ball game. Ooh, fire, damage, lightning. Being able to refill my ammo is huge. Wait, did it say refilled 3 bits of your ammo? Okay, I failed. Okay, that didn't go well, but we will continue and we will choose a different gun. I want to get a good run with this lady. I'm kind of scared of this gun. Let's have fire cannon. But I don't know. The reload time on these guns. You know what? Let's try this Warring gun. Why not? Let's try the Warring gun. I'm not sure if it's any good. Oh. The gun's very weird. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't think I like any of these. I'll take this one. It feels so weird. Fire though. Why not? Fire. Like, it does 40 damage if I hit the little boy. Like, that's pretty good, right? Bullets to pass through will burn. I'm not really aiming very well, so you know what, why not? Let's have water fire, which I guess is napalm or acid, depending on what you consider your elemental table. I think if you think about it, like, if I was like, okay, what's the combination of like water and fire in like in elemental terms? I'd probably say something along the lines of like theme or something. But if you wanted something that's a bit more practical to use, I guess acid does work. You have the damage over time that comes from being fire, and the versatility that comes with being water. Reload speed, please. I keep forgetting that my actual, like, range on this gun is horrendous. Like, I can barely shoot an explosive thing without killing, like, without hurting myself in the explosion. I'm never taking anything that lowers my knockback with this. Because if I did, I feel like I would just be screwed. I'll take Holy Arts. It's not incredibly good because I'm not really reloading my gun nearly as much. And it's not nearly as fast, but still. I think I've realized that guns that have long reloads are not my thing, seemingly. They inflict fire? Sure. Every 5th shot we shoot a fireball? Probably better. Fireball is always good. That's what I've learned in my time. But yeah, I mean, this game is quite interesting. It's the first time I've played it, and I generally think that this is... I think this is a really good game. I have absolutely no complaints at the moment. It seems like it's... I can see why the person who was watched me play Disfigure was also like, this game is something I like. Because it definitely has a Disfigure sort of like look to it, both the aesthetics to it, of it being like a very dark and you're fighting off like weird eldritch looking creatures. Sure. And the fact that I have to take this. And the fact that the gun plays a bit more like you're controlling it than some of the other bullet heavens that I've heard of, where you just effectively just stand there as you shoot everything. There's an argument to say that this one's like, if you don't have it on auto, isn't really a bullet heaven. It's just sort of like a game in which you're shooting a horde shooter kind of thing, for lack of a better word. I need to start taking Dragon buff soon as possible. Dragon buff. None of these are dragon buffs. God, I wish I could reroll right now. I understand why the reroll was good. I know how this works now. My dragon's gonna hatch and I have absolutely no buffs to it. And I'm gonna be like, why didn't I pick all these things? And actually in the long run, it probably was better to take the things I took instead. Like if summon damage comes up, I'm probably taking that. No. I feel like this one unintentionally curses my my runs every time I take it. So even if it might be the right choice, I don't really want to pick it. I love my little ghost. I think my little ghost is the best. I don't remember when I lost my second life, but now that I've looked and seen that I only have one life, I'm instantly really worried. Summon attack damage. It's right there. I should take it, but I'm going to take this. I said I should take summon attack damage, and then I instantly went back up. Ah! That was like telling me you should have taken the other thing. That was them telling me. I knew it. But I have to get a good run with this person. I have to. I think we're just gonna go with... We're gonna go with pistol. Trusty pistol. Every run I've done that hasn't been a pistol has been bad. So let's keep it with pistol for now. One of the things that I think definitely Vampire Survivor falls into with this that I really don't like is the idea of, you know what, I'm going to take Dragon Egg. The idea of, that was close. Locking a lot of the characters behind like specific quests you have to do in the game, where it's like, oh, do this, and then it opens up this, and you go into a secret area, and then you unlock this guy. And I'm like, that's fine to a certain extent in terms of to make their game like more interesting and stuff. But it's different when it starts getting to the point, I'm 100% taking this. It's different when it gets to the point where you're just locking characters away via skill-based stuff. Because I'm just like, well then, little old boy who can't play the game very well, me, just can't play some of the characters. I understand to a certain extent that they can't make everything for like the, you know, the blimmin' IGN reviewer that didn't know how to blimmin' get through the tutorial of Cuphead. But there's a balance to it. You can have it where like, it's why I'm always like, and this has been coming up a lot more in the Pokemon game I'm playing, where in Pokemon games I play, there is this hint towards all ROM hacks and fan games that you play. They fall into, I think, a lot of them fall into one camp, which is a game that is really fun and interesting, but then also has a lot of stuff in place to make the game more difficult. And I'm fine with the game generally being difficult if, and only if, you have something in place to make it so that the people who can't deal with the difficulty can still play your game, you know? And I think that's a problem I've definitely come up with, had come up a couple of times. It's one of the reasons I stopped playing Pokemon Tectonic. Is because the game was really cool and really interesting, and it had a lot of interesting ideas to it. It had this whole tribe system which gave you bonuses depending on like what tribes your Pokemon were in. Kind of like an auto battler with that kind of stuff. But instantly it was like there's a lot of features in here I really like, and like the idea of you get a Pokemon that's got a 2-stage evolution but has a Mega Evolution, or is a 3-stage evolution but doesn't have a Mega Evolution as your like starter Pokemon, and you get like a normal type to boot because the game is a bit harder. I love the idea of this because it was interesting and unique. Problem I came up with very quickly was the game had level caps, which to a certain extent I'm fine, and seemingly you couldn't use items in battle, which meant I couldn't play through the game in the casual way I like to play through games. And by what I mean by this is I like to play through a game and I pick the dudes I like that I naturally find on the way there, and I run through with them, and if I hit a point in which I need like a type matchup thing, I'm like, normally this is fine because I can just be a bit higher level, you know? I know people are like, oh, you're over level for stuff. Yeah, I like to play through the game and have, you know, like, I like to have the fun of just playing through with the guys I like. I think the problem I had with that game is I hit a point and, like, just didn't find it fun anymore. Like, this isn't interesting. I'm worried I'll get to that point with the one I'm currently playing, but it seems like they're nice enough to not have that be a thing. But I think that I do worry about it hitting that point because I just don't find them fun like that. Summoner's attack speed increased. Ooh, that's so good. What? I love my summons. I love my little dragon buddy. He's gonna grow up to be big and strong. He's already pretty big and strong. I don't do the strongest damage, but how did I lose a life? I don't remember that happening. Tome of Vitality. I mean, upping my dodge is pretty good. Increased burn damage, lightning damage, and freeze duration. But there's no downside to that one. Summons do a load more damage, but an attack speed, but I have really bad reload. Yeah, sure, why not? I guess I'm gone summon. Now all I need is more ghosts, or more summons, more specifically. I can shoot my gun. I'm kind of just shooting for the chance of summoning lightning, which I find quite funny. But this is what happens when you survive long enough and you get the right upgrades on your dragon, and then it comes out immediately. Bounce, useless. Gale, kind of useful. No. I mean, health is like, it's not the best choice, but it's not bad. Could you imagine if I took this with any gun that had like a bad reload speed? It's already pretty bad here. You're having a look at some of those. When I saw that crossbow and it has like you can charge it for more damage. That feels like one where I can't really do the automatic aim. Fire rate increase. Sure. What, anything, these things? No. Let's go for that. Boom. My little buddy is gonna send shots at you constantly. And then my other buddy will set you on fire. And then my other buddy will call down lightning, which also can set you on fire. Look, I'm just here to feed them. They have a very specific diet that means that I have to sit here and feed them. Summon damage up? Pretty good. On hit effects, that's not really that useful. The extra projectile is pretty good, but I think summon damage is probably better. I'm guessing the lightning isn't considered summoning damage. Which makes sense, right? I'm annoyed, but it makes sense. Also, weirdly, all the fan games that I'm playing through for Pokemon are all like seemingly Spanish translated to English fan games. No, why would I want that? Pickup radius, sure. Which is really weird, but I think the person, the Reddit post that I took these recommendations from, it's obvious that person is probably like either like they speak Spanish in some variety and maybe English wasn't then was their like second language or something. They're all incredibly good though. Don't get me wrong. Boom, double the damage of my ghost. Well, so I keep seeing this thing recommended to me, which is like Pokemon Auto Chess, and I kind of want to give that a shot, but I also am kind of like worried that it's not going to be easy to download. So I've sort of been sitting, mostly going through I'm mostly doing fan games because you just download them and you're good, instead of ROM hacks where like you've got to download it, then you've got to like put it onto your emulator, and then you've got to like patch in all of the different sprite arts and stuff, and it just like I can do it. Like I've done IT, I did IT at college, so I know how to do it. I'm just always so worried that I'm going to download something that's bad for me. There's some of a 50% chance to instantly kill an enemy. Sure. I don't think they shoot incredibly fast, but you know, if it happens, it happens. And also, if they shoot one of these trees, maybe the trees will... It killed a tree! We did it! Ooh. I don't shoot my gun. Like at all. None of these are relevant. I guess I'll take Trickster again. If there was a summon damage gun, then maybe we'd be talking. I mean, that's okay. I mean, this is also pretty decent. I'll take this because it's lightning related. Oh, it affects my own hit effects. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Now I'm rapid fire. I forgot that my on-hit effects are work for my summons. No, I'm fine with what I have now. Vision range, pickup range, please. Is there any other summons I don't have at the moment? I'd be interested to see. Okay, you can reliably kill the trees. Bullets pass through, gain 2 bounce. Is that good? Is this a summon? Probably not. We'll take refraction. I should have taken the freeze, because technically that is affected by my summons. When I'm surrounded by enemies, I can't stop shooting. Like, I can stop, I can keep shooting forever. Is more what I'm getting at. Which I find hilarious. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Sure. I've got no idea if I'm killing them fast or not. Why do I have an extra health, max health? Every third lightning strike deals double damage and generates 1 ammo. Sure. Okay, now I can never stop shooting. You see this incredible dodging I'm doing? I would have taken more lightning damage as well. Okay, so this is good. Yeah, that seems real good. Every 15 they kill, they get 1% bonus, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm sure will add up. I don't know how many die in like a couple seconds, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 15. But even if it wasn't, if I'd said to you like every 10 seconds you gain 1% summon damage, you'd take that. I'd take that. I don't think there's a single like summon. Oh, that one, please. More summon damage, please. You see how my dragon does 350 something damage? That's insane to me. Like, I haven't been able to catch what my... I think my ghost does like 44 or something. And the lightning, I think, does around 40 to 60. But the rest of it, Jesus, look at this. Your summons inflict burn on hit. Sure. More, yeah, sure, more things related to summons. Did I take the... What did I take? I took the summon one. Right, okay. I didn't remember if I took that one and a different one. You know, I thought that the attack damage was going to be the big thing. I think it's the attack speed that's the big thing for the summons. Okay, let's start shooting. And never stop shooting. Even if I'm only doing 1 damage, like, it's knocking them back that I think is the main reason why this is good. Focal point. I'm not sure how useful that is. But screw it. Oh, it occasionally is working on my my dragon's attacks. Which is hilarious. I wondered if it worked on my summons, and I thought that there was a good chance it did. It's a bit loud, isn't it? I don't think you can hear the background music at the moment, but it has to be because we're killing these boys. How did I lose health? I feel like I need to focus on dodging. I thought that was me dying, if I'm being completely honest. Move speed, fire rate. What's this do? Full damage by 2 for each max HP. Lightning duration. I'd like the extra health. I think this one's probably the best solution. And I probably need to take something that gives me healing. I think I've got something with the summons that gives me some healing, but I'm not sure how likely it is to work. Also, I'm not really sure what it is, if I'm being completely honest. But I am having fun sitting here watching my summons do all the work while I dodge everything. It is quite entertaining. Inflict burn. Sure. I think you can literally get that normally, but getting it for free is pretty cool. Rubber bullets, not really useful. Ooh, that's pretty good. Because it technically bumps my fire rate on my other things. Everything is dying. Tell you one thing, I'm pretty good at dealing with lots of little boys. Pulsating summons. Your summons deal to nearby enemies. I mean, it upgrades my summons damage. Even if the pulsating thing, I don't think it's going to come up too much. You reckon it's the amount of times you shoot your gun that is the reason I'll take the Holy Shield. It is the reasoning behind why you upgrade your gun, and so that's why I got it so much earlier in the other one, because I was constantly shooting then, whereas I'm not constantly shooting right now because my summons are doing all the work. I'm not really sure, but I'm interested to find out if I'm being honest. Flame feet? Anything else here that I particularly want? I mean, that's technically a 5% fire rate buff to my ghost, but I think we want blazing speed. Probably get ourselves another level up quickly. Do 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 do. I think I'll take Frost Mage, so that there's a chance that I can freeze stuff now if it doesn't die. Because I think that's an on-hit, and so it should work. But I'm not seeing it, so maybe I've misunderstood something. I would have thought I'd seen someone trapped in ice by now. Especially now that lampreys are a thing. Goddamn lampreys. Burn? Sure, they also deal burn. Okay, no. I'm seeing it more now. But is that because I'm shooting? It might be because I'm shooting. Even if I'm not shooting the one that gets frozen, I have bounce on my attacks. I still have my protective bubble. Although it's the last protective bubble I can get on this, because I only get one every 2 minutes. I guess the final boss could take enough time for it to reset if I lost it like now. Although I say that, I don't know how long it took for me to kill the boy last time. Call down lightning to strike at random nearby enemies for every 22 damage for every second while Holy Shield is active. Sure. More lightning seems good. In fact, I physically can't see anything that isn't being hit by lightning at this point. Okay, the freezing is working. I feel like I'm shooting, but it's not relevant at all. Do I take Scythe? I'm gonna take Spear. I'm not sure what the spears do. I think they attack something that's near me, is my guess. Let's get the scythe as well then. Screw it. Look at the speed of that scythe. I guess it's here to deal with anything that gets too close to me. It doesn't die to the pulsating attacks, or the lightning strikes, or the fire. Does it normally send 2 out? Oh, it died. Nice. Well, I mean, let's call it there. I had a lot of fun playing this game, and I feel like I'm definitely going to continue playing this game if I'm being honest. Yeah, I hope you've had you've had fun watching as well. On Wednesday, we'll be playing some more Baldur's Gate. On Friday, I might not be doing Final Fantasy. Not because I'm switching over to something, but I just might not be able to do that stream. And so I'll keep you updated on that, but I'm pretty sure that that won't be happening. But until then, I hope everybody's had a good time. I've had a great time. Until I see you again, bye.